Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 113 on my countdown to retirement. So this morning I had early morning meetings again. Then I had a call at 11 o'clock with my insurance representative, and we spent an hour discussing potential changes to policies and the impact of those changes. And so I'm just going to think through whether I want to make the changes or not and let him know before the end of the year, so that if I do decide to make the changes, it'll take effect before the anniversary date of the policies. Then my son and daughter-in-law let me know that they did. They went and reviewed a birthing center. They were happy with it. They selected that as the birthing center, and they were able to schedule the prenatal appointments that my daughter-in-law needs starting the week of September 22nd. So everything seems to be working out there. So I'm happy about that. Then I took my wife out to one of the diners, drive-ins, and dives favorite places here in the Metro Atlanta area called the Marietta Diner. And we've gone there many times in the past. But for whatever reason today, it just was super disappointing. Not only are the prices going up exponentially over time, but just the food quality, it just wasn't there today. I mean, it ended up costing me a little bit over $50 for lunch. And for that $50, we had a Diet Coke, a unsweet tea, a gyro platter, and a Reuben minus sauerkraut. And I had to send the Reuben back because the guy didn't make it right, even though I was very specific with him, showing him exactly which thing on the menu I wanted, how I wanted it made. Still didn't come out right, and I was starving by the time the second one came out, and I wasn't going to send that one back too. But super disappointed after, that in the food that we got there, plus the cost associated with, having a disappointing meal. But it is what it is. Then I got a chance to catch up with my sister on the drive back. And then later in the day, I ended up getting to watch a recording of Closing Bell and on CNBC, and I was able to then see how Oracle ended up doing for the day, which was super surprising to me, that it actually rallied from a price action point of view to where it is. I mean, I understand their backlog of potential earnings that are going to come through between now and 2027, but to get a 35+% increase in a day based on that just seems to be excessive. Even as a shareholder, I just don't understand why it went up that much. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what the CPI comes out with tomorrow and whether that's going to in any way dissuade the Fed from doing a rate cut come next week, or if it's going to basically show inflation, has moderated, at least from the government data, to the point where the Fed's going to be locked in on a cutting cycle. We'll see. Then, as a continuation of what I was doing yesterday with regard to my DirecTV future cancellation and switch to some other service, I researched some smart TVs today and ended up finding out that Visio offers a watch-free plus service on their TVs that basically provide over 300 channels, which include the local television channels for ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, so that I could watch, like whatever, the nightly news or whatever it is if I so chose. So I wouldn't need an over-the-air antenna if I had that service, which just comes with the television. And then I could add, whatever it is, a Sling Blue plus the News Extra to get my CNBC stuff. And so for, like I said, about $51.99 plus the cost of a TV, which is very comparable to the cost of the antenna, I could end up solving my problem. So I may end up going down that route. I haven't looked at smart TVs actually, going to see how they look or whatever, but I may end up deciding to go check that out. And then again, between now and the end of the year, as they have, good Black Friday or, some other sales where the price goes down on these devices, I may end up picking up one or two to augment or replace TVs that we have in our house, because I haven't bought a television set in way over a decade. So we're still using old plasma TVs and old non-smart TVs in our in our household. Um, then I learned that Charlie Kirk had been shot on a college campus in Utah, and subsequently learned that he was killed. Super sad to hear that. I mean, whether you agree with the guy's positioning or not, like, to have someone that's 31 that's basically just trying to educate people on a different point of view, uh, from a free speech perspective, get gunned down on a college campus. I just find super disheartening. Anyway, end up taking a 2 hour nap. Then I got up and made 4 pounds of snow crab for dinner with melted butter. Uh, they're all gone. They were good. Then I spoke with my mom. She had a doctor's appointment today, so I wanted to catch up and find out about that. She also went out with a group of her friends from her condo, like a dozen of them. They went to a tapas restaurant. Listened to her tell me about that and the rest of her day. And then my wife wasn't feeling good here at the end of the day, so I went, sat down with her, took her blood pressure a couple times just to see where it was. It was on the lower side. Sat there with her until she felt better, and then I came out here to talk to you guys. So that's my update for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below, or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.